I think it was at the ISCAR meeting in Seville where I was asked to speak with Vitaly and some other Russian psychologists about, I think they'd looked at one of my books and they invited me here, it must be 12 years ago at least, because I'd been coming to Russia with other organizations, with Lomonosov and other groups. But it was there, and I came for one or two events, and then Vitaly very kindly invited me to be a professor here. And from then on I've come, well, according to my passport, twice a year for the last goodness knows how long. So it came from an ISCAR event. Well, remember that I first came here in 1977, and the social situation was very different in 1977 to the one you find now. And I started coming again in 1991, and again the social situation was very turbulent. And it was in the early 90s I spent time in the developmental psychology department at Lomonosov, and it was a very difficult time for academics. Their salaries weren't enough to live on, and so I've seen this huge transformation that's taken place in people's lives, and the standard of living for certainly Russians who live in the centre of Moscow. I have no knowledge of what the standard of living of I've been to Petersburg, but I've no knowledge about whether that same economic transformation has taken place outside Moscow. I'm sure, like everywhere, there are still rural poor. But I thoroughly enjoy coming here. It's always intellectually stimulating. There's always something interesting going on, and this is a very welcoming and friendly university, which I feel very much at home in. There is a general concern about publishing in English, which is what I said something about, and there is a recognition that this is more than just translation, and the difficulty of explaining key Russian concepts in English is a formidable challenge. So in one of the sessions I did this afternoon, words like lichnost, obychenia, vospitania, perezhivania, all those words have very specific meanings in Russian, and they don't simply translate into single words in English, and you have to take some time to explain what they're about. And I think Jim Versht, the American who's done so much to promote the understanding of Vygotsky in America, he said you need to treat some of these words as strange. Not that they're strange in the normal sense, but that you have to do some work to understand them. So when somebody uses the word perezhivania, then you know this is a complex, a Westerner should know this is a complex idea that it isn't simple to get to understand. But the conference seemed to go very well. It's interesting to come here and have an event conducted in English. There seems to be a pretty high standard of English being used, a very enthusiastic audience, and they seem to be both enjoying and getting something from what's going on. And I've been pleased to be part of it.